trigonometry, there's two types of triangles that you're going to get. There's a right angle triangle and there is a non-right angled triangle. And depending which triangle you've got tells you which of the rules that you're going to use. So, with a right angle triangle, it's either going to be Pythagoras, if you've got two of the sides and you're asked to find the third side, or it's going to be one of the trig ratios, so sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, or tan, which is opposite over adjacent. And when you're deciding which of the three ratios to use, you look at the angle that you've been given, so let's say that the angle is x, and you label up the sides from there. So the longest side is always the hypotenuse, opposite the angle that you've got, okay? That's how you decide opposite and adjacent is next to the angle either that you've got or that you're trying to find, okay? So, right angle triangle, it's either Pythagoras or one of these three ratios. If it's not a right angle triangle, then it's either sine or cosine rule. To decide whether it's sine or cosine rule, you're looking for angles and sides in pairs. So, if I put A, B, C at the side, I've got angle A, and I'm looking for side A, which is opposite. I've got angle B, and I've got side B. As soon as I've got two pairs, so two ticks, then I know I can use the sine rule. If you look at this question here, and I label it up A, B, and C, I've only got one angle, okay? I'm asked for a side, and I've got the other two sides. If I've got an angle, and the two sides around it, then I'm going to use the cosine rule. Okay, so first part of your trig question is deciding which rule you're going to use. Are you going to use Pythagoras? Are you using a trig ratio? Are you using the sine rule? Are you using the cosine rule? Okay, so let's have a look at these. We've got right angle triangles. This one we're trying to find a missing side, and these ones we're trying to find a missing angle. So let's just identify, first of all, which ratio you're going to use each time. So here's my angle of 39. What's this side called?
Hypotenuse.
What's this side called?
Opposite.
Opposite. Okay, so if it's opposite and hypotenuse, which ratio?
Side.
Okay. Look at this one here. This is the angle I'm asked to find. What have I got here?
Hypotenuse.
And this one is?
Opposite.
Okay, so this is going to be? Sine. This one here, here's my angle. So I've got?
Opposite.
And I've got?
Adjacent.
So I'm going to use? Okay, and this one here, here's my angle, and I've then got?
Opposite.
And?
Adjacent.
So it's going to be? Okay, but notice, even though they're both tan, these sides, these straight sides or vertical sides, they're not the same because it's linked to the angle. Okay, so you can't get them the wrong way round. So, looking at this one here, we know the angle, so therefore it's sine of 39 equals, and its opposite, which is x, divided by hypotenuse, which is 20. Okay? So, trying to get the x all by itself, because I've got the 20 on the bottom, I bring it up to the other side, so it's 20 sine 39 is equal to x. So on your calculator, what does that give you for your value of x?
12.6.
Okay. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just typing in 20 sine 39. Little point to note on this question here. If you had the x on the bottom here, okay, if the x was on the bottom, you would swap these two things over for the x to end up on the top. Okay, so let's have a look at this one here on this side. So the top one is sine, but this time it's sine of x. So sine x is equal to what? Okay, opposite is 14 divided by hypotenuse is 20. So, if I'm trying to find an angle, what do I have to use? Instead of sine, what's the opposite of sine?
Cos.
No. How about
Sine
-1.
inverse sine? So sine to the -1 bracket 14 divided by 20. Okay? So if you've not got an angle to type in, then you want inverse sine. Okay, so what do you get for your x on that one?
41.4.
Okay, so 41.4, 44.4 degrees. Okay, so on the next one here, x again, I'm trying to find an angle. So tan x is equal to, what's it going to be? Which way round should the numbers be?
Does it over adjacent?
Okay, so it's 50 over 60, and because I'm trying to find an angle, what am I needing to use?
Inverse.
Inverse tan. So tan to the -1 of 50 divided by 60 gives me my answer. So that is
39.8.
okay, 39.8 degrees. Hope you're all right because I'm trusting you. Okay, so the last one, tan x is equal to
4 divided by 5.
4 over 5. So you're getting good now at making sure these are the right way round. 4 divided by 5. So I want to use
Inverse tan.
inverse tan bracket 4 divided by 5 equals x. And what does that give me?
38.7.
38.7 degrees. Okay? So you're happy with finding a missing side or a missing angle when it's a right angle triangle. Okay? So we've now got these triangles here. So it's not a right angle triangle, it's either sine or cosine rule. Okay? So let's see first of all if we've got pairs. So at the side, A, B and C. So have I got my pair for A?
Yeah.
Because I've got the angle and that's the side that I want. So that's a pair. Have I got a pair for B?
Yeah.
47 and 25. Yes, I have. I don't need to worry about C because as long as I've got two pairs, that's what I'm going to use. So the sine rule is A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. And you are given that fact at the front of the paper. Okay? So you choose whichever two pairs out of there you've got and make them equal to each other. Now, if you invert each of those, so you turn them upside down, then the equation is the same. But it doesn't tell you that at the front of the paper. So what you need to do, if you're looking for a missing side, you want it this way round. And if you're looking for a missing angle, then you want the whole thing flipped upside down. The other thing I would say is the one that you are looking for should be the one that you start with. So I'm looking for this here. So I'm looking for an x. Okay? So x divided by, what's the angle opposite to x?
84.
So sine 84. And then I just need to write my other pair in the same way. So what's my other pair going to be?
25
25
over 47.
divided by sine 47. Okay? So to get the x by itself, I take the sine 84 up to the other side. So 25 sine 84 divided by sine 47. Okay? So have a go at that one. What'd you get?
33.99.
Which equals 33.99 centimetres. Okay? So on this one here, let's have a look whether it's sine or cosine rule first of all. So A, B, C. Have I got a pair for A?
No.
Have I got a pair for B?
Yeah.
Have I got a pair for C? Okay, so it's going to be sine rule. This time I'm trying to find an angle, so it's the angle that goes on the top. So I'm going to start with sine x on the top. What would that be divided by? What's opposite to sine x?
7.
The 7. You're looking for the angle and the side that's opposite. So it's going to be divided by 7. Okay? And what's my other pair? Sine 40 divided by
6.
6. Okay? So, first thing to do is take the 7 up to the other side. So, sine x is equal to 7 sine 40 divided by 6. Okay, so what do you need to do if you're trying to work out an angle?
Swap it over.
No, what do you use? Remember back to the previous ones, what did you use?
Oh,
when it was an angle?
inverse.
It's inverse. So before you do that, on your calculator, put 7 sine 40 and divide it by 6. You done that? Now, do second function and sine, so you've got your inverse sine, and press answer. Bring your previous answer up. Okay? So you want inverse sine, and although I'm putting this in the bracket here for you, 7 sine 40 divided by 6, okay, you understand that if you do that, then second function sine answer, you'll get it. What do you get? 48.6 degrees. Okay, so are you happy with the sine rule? Because you've not seen it before, you're happy?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, this one here, when you look at this, you can see straight away you've got an angle and 2 things either side. You don't need to worry about checking pairs. If you've got the angle and the 2 either side, then you know it's what? Cosine rule. Okay, so what is the cosine rule? You'll get this in the front of the paper, but do you know what it is? If I start you off and say a squared equals
B squared plus C squared sine. No,
b
cos.
squared plus c squared
Is it cos A or something?
Minus 2bc
minus 2bc
cos A.
cos a. Now, the way to remember it, if you're trying to find little side a, then you're going to have the cos a in it. Okay, so those 2 letters will match up. And on this side, it's your other 2 sides squared. Take away 2 times the letters you've got there and your cos a. Okay, so in this particular question, if I label this up as A, B, C, so the side I'm trying to find is little b, I need to rewrite that formula with the little b to start. So if it's b squared, what am I going to add together?
A squared and C
A
squared.
squared plus C squared
Minus 2AC cos B.
Fantastic. So you know how to manipulate from the one you're given in the book or the front of the book to that one. So I want b squared. So it's this little letter here. So x squared equals what?
100.
So, okay, so 10 squared is 100 plus 36, because 6 squared is 36, minus 120 cos 80. Okay? Because 2AC, 2 times 6 times 10, 120 cos 80. So, on your calculator, first of all, do 100 plus 36 minus 120 cos 80. Okay, now that's giving you x squared. So what do you need to do to that on your screen to work out x? So do square root and then press the answer button. What did you get?
10.7.
10.7 centimetres. Okay, are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, now this one here, you're trying to find an angle. So you've got to rearrange this formula here so that you've got the angle at the beginning. Okay, so if I label it up, A, B, C. Okay, let's have a go at this. Cos B is what I'm going to want there, isn't it? So if it's cos B, what's that going to be equal to?
A squared plus C squared. Take B squared
Take B squared.
over 2AC.
Okay, are you happy with that?
Do we get that in the exam?
You won't get that in the exam, but what I'll do for you, when we've done this question, I'll help you to reorder that. I'll show you how to do it from scratch. Okay, so I've got cos x equals 49 plus
25.
minus,
64.
and if you don't get these numbers the right way round, you'll get your whole answer wrong. 2 times A times C. 70. I always find it easy to multiply those two together first and then double it. Okay, so it's the 2 either side of the angle that you're looking for. So on your calculator, 49 plus 25 take away 64. What do you get?
10.
Divided by 70. So cos x equals.
0.1.
So what do you do to that to find x? Inverse. Whenever you're trying to find an angle, it's always inverse. So now, just leave that on your screen and do second function cos for your inverse cos. And then do answer, and that will put your answer there in for you.
81.8.
What'd you get?
81.8.
81.8 degrees. Okay, are you happy with that? Okay, so let's just have a look at rearranging that formula. If you've got a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a, and you want to get that cos a all by itself, okay? Think of it like this. That minus 2bc cos a and that a squared, I'm going to move onto the other side of the equations. I'm going to take that over there, and I'm going to take that over there. When I bring this over to the other side, I have now got 2bc cos a. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Equals, I've still got my b squared plus my c squared, but what happens when I take this a squared over there?
Goes to a minus.
It's a minus a squared. Happy with the first line? And then to get the cos a by itself, I'm just going to divide by 2bc. So cos a equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. Okay, so if you like, that's gone over there as a divide.